Hello and welcome to my diaspora journey. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining me, Dr. Uzi.
Thank you, Abby. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I'm really excited on this edition of coaching and counseling. Going to be bringing different people to talk about their experiences on using counseling and coaching as well. So today, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Abia Sonia. I'm a counselor and an integrative life coach. So I've got Dr. Uzoamaka Ezenwugo. In case I don't pronounce it right,
Yeah.
I'm
Ezenwugo.
so sorry. So please introduce yourself and let's have this lovely discussion.
Okay. Thank you once again for having me. My name is Dr. Zamaka Ezenwugo. I'm a public health physician trained in Nigeria, but currently relocated to England. So that's where I am now. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So, like you know, the series we are talking on is about coaching, counseling, and our topic today is unlocking your potential, the power of coaching in supercharging your career. So the first question is going to be, have you ever experienced coaching? And if yes, what was the reason for you exploring coaching?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Yes, I have experienced coaching. I think basically what happened was, there comes a time in someone's life when you realize that you need an extra hand. Okay, so you realize that you're struggling to meet up with deadlines, you're struggling to meet up with family, you're struggling to meet up with your studies for those that are studying, and then you realize that I could use an extra hand. Like, no man is an island. I don't know it all. So I could use an extra hand from those that have experienced this thing before me, or those that, have the, what I say, expertise to,
Mm,
guide me on this journey. So, and that
yes.
was why I had to get, services of a coach, though it was short lived where back then, but it helped me to jumpstart a lot of things that I felt that were dragging me behind, if I may put it that
Okay.
way. So yeah, that's why I I did that at the time.
Very interesting. That's all. Very, very, very interesting. So, can you share with us what your coaching experience was like? Because there are some people that are like, coaching, I can do everything by myself. I don't need someone telling me what to do. However, coaching is not about someone telling you what to do.
Exactly.
Coaching is different. Like in my last session, I explained what coaching was, counseling and mentoring and all of that stuff. So it's different. So if you've not seen the episode where I explained that, probably you should catch up on it. Coaching is about trying to support you to meet your intended goal in
Yeah.
order for you to see from a different perspective and to extract the answers that are hidden inside of you that you don't necessarily know. So please, if you could share with us your coaching experience.
Okay. Thank you very much. So my coaching experience was back when I was studying at the time, and I had exams to write, and I was also struggling to meet up with duties at home, family duties and all that. So I was kind of choked a bit with
Mm,
time management, and I said, well, let me ask questions, let me ask for help, because I mean, sometimes we don't, you know like asking for help. Like you said, I can do everything by myself mindset, which is not
mm,
healthy mentally, because sometimes you find yourself breaking down, but
mhm.
because you have that mindset of I can do everything by myself, you can't go out of your way to ask for help. And then
Yes.
those things keeps on piling and piling. At the end of the day, elastic limit will reach, you won't even know how you react to things, people around you and all that. Everybody
Mhm.
gets to get a bite of all those things you've been bottling up, over some time now. So for me, it was about those things I told you about, that I needed to meet up with family duties and studies and carry everything at the same time. So I needed to talk to somebody that has experience in coaching, a coach, and then she was a she this time around. So she kind of guided me on, try to find out those things that I'm struggling with. That was the first step. asked about what are those things that I'm struggling with. Then I listed them, and then she was like, okay, do you have goals? Do you have set goals? We need to set goals. You understand? We need to set um short-term goals, medium-term goals, and long-term goals. Because at the end of the day, these are the issues. You
Mhm.
don't realize that there's some things that should be done in the short term, and then there's other things that will be medium-term and long-term, and then you're modeling up everything. But the coach made it, will make it clearer to you that okay, from all these things you've mentioned, which ones are the most, topmost priority? Which one comes first in terms of time frame? Then you bring those ones in, and then put the other ones behind it and all that. So in that way, realize that it can actually be easier for you to manage, So like what comes first, the exam is definitely going to
Mhm.
come first. So I had to tackle that first. Time management, how to study, create time to study, and then create time
Mhm.
to refresh. Because of course,
Yes.
if you don't refresh, you think after studying I have to go back home, go to the market, buy things, cook and all that. If you don't stop and take a break, you might find yourself breaking down, or find yourself overreacting to things that you're not supposed to overreact to in the family. For example, after studying, you just jump into family matters and all that. You
Mhm.
won't even know when you start overreacting, maybe to the husband or to the kids. But when you now
Mhm.
realize that, fine, I need to take it step by step. After studying, like I may do like take a break for like 10, 15, 30 minutes, who knows, take a walk or something, just refresh, and then come back
Yeah.
to tidy up the other things that are remaining. Okay, so the coach helped me to break those things down, and then you know find a way to how will I put it now, um arrange them in order of priority, so that I
Mhm.
know that this one comes first, the next one is
Yes.
this, and then you take it from there. In that way, you find out that you're not clogging up so many things at the same time. You pick them one after the other, and then also know that there's some things that don't require you to be the one to do them.
Yes.
So because most of the time, I'm for example, personally, I'm a do-it-yourself kind of person.
That resonates
So,
with me because
oh my
because I
goodness.
did struggle with that. Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Yes.
I'm a do it yourself kind of person. So I feel I have to do this, I have to do it myself. Like
Yes.
like the other person might not do it exactly the way I want it. So
Yes.
I have to do it myself. But those things, at the end of the day, you realize that there are actually some things that don't require me in person to do them, and they
Yes.
will still get
Mm.
done, and we'll still move on. Okay, so
Yeah.
those are the things I was able to pick from that coaching experience, which really helped me to navigate through that trying time, because I was really it was quite trying for me. So it helped me to navigate through the trying time,
Mhm.
and since then I've been trying to use them, even now, that once those things come up, like at different points in time, you realize that there's so many things at the same time. What do I do? What do I do? I just sit down,
Yeah.
take a breath, I itemize them: medium term, short term, long term, and then take it from there.
Mm.
That's I mean,
Yes.
that's it.
Fantastic. What I hear you say there is that the goal help you to be accountable to yourself and also help you to manage your energy and
Exactly.
your time effectively. Because a lot
Definitely.
of people focus on just time. However, what you do with your time at a specific time will also determine what is consuming your energy. Because by you prioritizing what is most important right now, help you to be productive rather than just being busy. A lot
Yes.
of people are so busy, but they are not being productive
Productive,
in the
yes.
sense that you were able to just know that I need to focus on this exam. And then you listed out what you needed to do to be able to do that. However, if you didn't do that, you might as well be doing other things, doing shopping, doing sorting out the house, and the exam is getting closer and closer. What's going to happen is that you end up having overwhelmed feeling and you even get more irritable, right?
Exactly.
So I just love the way you broke it down, like long term, medium term, and short term, right? Knowing that it brings clarity and you realize that you have a sense of overwhelm and a sense that I can do it because now you have clarity. Because that's
Exactly.
what stresses us. When we
Yes.
don't have clarity as to what we are doing, it just brings unnecessary stress. But sometimes we don't know because you're so busy, you don't know what's causing you stress. You think you are doing more than, but you're not. It's just that you're doing the right thing at the wrong time. But in your own case, coaching just help you to see that. And that is so beautiful, Dr. Uzi, for you to realize that no, I needed help. And you allowed yourself to be vulnerable enough to allow someone else, help you be your second eye in that instance. It takes a lot of to do that. Thank you so much for sharing that. You've already shared the benefits already, so you help you to see clarity. That was supposed to be my next question.
Okay.
Um, how did you ensure? Because I know when you went there, you went without clarity as to maybe like a lot of this may have been overwhelming you. How did you know that at this point I need a coach? Because a lot of people might be at that stressful stage right now, but until they burn out, they don't seek help. How did you know that at this point, I think I need someone else to be my second eye to help me?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, like you said, a lot of people might not realize the point where they need to seek for help. Okay, and that's
Mm.
why, programs like this are important because I have listened to so many programs like this in the past, maybe in passing, on the TV, on social media, and all that, talking about seeking help at the time when you need it. Forgetting everything, seek help when you need, realizing the fact that you need help is the first thing. And then
Yes.
now taking that extra step to seek that help is the
Hmm.
point where most people struggle because they're like,
Yes.
who do I talk to? How do I get the right person to that understands where I'm coming from and all that? So all those things, but when you have that mindset of I need help, first of all, realize that I need help. There's so many things I'm struggling with right now and I need to ask for help. That's the first step. Now,
Mm-hmm.
second question is where do I go look for this help?
Hmm.
Who are the right people to guide me? Who are the right, where do I get this person or these people to coach me? Okay. So and then that's where resources questions because you could open up to people, and I
Yes.
can tell them like I'm struggling with this. I need this kind of help, but I don't know where to go to. In that time you're opening up to, even if that person you're opening up to is not the person to coach you, the person might be able to
Yes.
direct you to the person that is going to coach you or direct you to where you're going to get help. Okay, so we talk about mental health. People don't usually like to open up,
Mm.
that they're
Mm.
struggling. I mean, that doesn't make
Yes.
you that if you open up that you're struggling, that doesn't make you less of a person or less of a human or
Yes.
a someone that doesn't have strength or and all that. So that's where it actually takes a lot of strength to ask for
Hmm.
help. They're not asking for help. That's where people get it wrong. So at that point, I said open up to people like this is what I need. I think I need this kind of help. If you know anybody, just refer me to the person or send me, by the time you open up to one or two people, you can't just go about opening up to different people on the street. You have
Yes.
to understand me. So, like, it could be people that you're used to, your colleagues, your family members, that
Hmm.
understand your plight, understand where you're coming from. Because even if you go to a family member that does not understand what your routine is like he doesn't understand the
Yes.
fact that you're studying, you're taking care of children, you're doing lots of things and all that, so someone that is his or her own routine is closely related to yours might understand you better. So if you open up to those people and they are able to say, okay, fine, I don't have this, but I can. There's somebody I know that does this very well, so you could go to this person.
Yeah.
So and that is where the solution starts coming from. Okay, so
Yes.
opening up to people, say the problems because the beginning of explaining your problem is the beginning of the solution coming towards you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I remember last year they did World Mental Health Day. They were big on say what is say that thing, open up to people. You don't have to wait
Mm.
until you burn out. You don't have to wait until everything overwhelming, the stressors, and start affecting you negatively and also affecting those around you. You won't even know
Mm.
it's already affecting those
Yes.
around you until they start pointing out different things, and you're like, "You guys should leave me alone. I think I'm handling it the way I know how to handle it best.
Yeah.
Yes, you can know how to do it, but it mustn't be the best approach. So asking for that help might help you now, okay, realize that, oh, I was doing it all wrong. I was getting to this, trying to get to my destination in a wrong way. So if I now
Yeah.
change this method and I get into the right moving vehicle, I could get to my
Mhm.
destination, you know,
Yes.
in a better form with my sanity intact. Okay, that kind of thing. So
Yes.
that's what I feel. So first of all, you know, knowing you need help, opening up to people that might lead you to where the help will come from is very key
Yes.
to solving the problem.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Uzo. A lot of things there that you just said, and there were some that stood out for me. Know when you need help. Just
Yeah,
know. And in case you are wondering, okay, fine, I don't know when I need help. When you are starting a project and you never finish it, you are a starter, but you don't finish, you need a coach,
yeah,
right? And if you are someone that you feel overwhelmed, you feel frustrated, but you're not lazy, you are busy, you are moving up and down, you're taking action. It's very, very possible you're taking the wrong action. No
exactly.
matter how many steps you move forward, if you are moving in the wrong direction, it will never get you to the right destination.
Definitely.
If you like, you take a million steps. As long as you are on that path that is the wrong direction to your destination, it will never take you to where you are going. It's just like you are supposed to be going to Dubai and you take a flight that is going to Nigeria. The plane will be moving. The plane will be moving.
Of
There will
course.
be movement involved. You will
Yes.
arrive at a destination, but it will
Thank
not
you.
be your destination to where
Exactly.
you want to be, right? So that is what we're talking about. And if you're one of those that you are easily, like what Doc said, you are already getting irritated. You are frustrated with everything that is going on around you. You don't know what is happening. You feel stagnant. You feel like you are making movement, but nothing is happening, or you are confused, you've not even taken any step. You are just there trying to play too safe and you have all the potentials, or you don't even feel like you've acquired enough for you to take the movement. You're procrastinating. You need a coach. You need a coach. If you are getting stressed out, you just feel like, oh my goodness, any little thing anybody tell you to do, you need a coach. If you are confused, you are jumping on, oh, Dr. Uzo is doing this now. I need to just try it. I'm sure I can make it just like her. Oh, Sonia is doing this now. I'm sure I can make it. Oh, my neighbor just did this and she did really well. I need to do that now. You are bouncing from one place to another like a yo-yo, bouncing forth and back and forth. You need a coach. You do
Yes.
need a coach, right? Because all this time that you're wasting, so you could have just moved ahead if you had the right thing. And if you're doing a lot and you just feel like there's something missing, I feel like I'm not in purpose. I feel this hollowness inside of me, like I'm earning good money. I'm living the life as in I can afford a good life, but I just feel something is missing in my
Yes.
core. You need a coach because it's very, very possible that you may be doing a career, you may be doing a business, but you don't feel you are in purpose. And there are other ways that you can achieve purpose as well. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of signs that between both of us, we've shared a lot of signs here and there that
Yeah.
will help you. And also, if you've been knocked down, Dr. Ozo, now this transition business will knock you
It's not
to
easy at
grand
all. So
level.
at some point you just feel like you're floating, like you're floating, like you don't know what's going on with you anymore. So at that
Yeah,
point, you need someone to talk to and you need someone to coach you and just to steer you in the right direction. Not really not
yeah,
necessarily to tell you what to do. You already know what to do.
yes,
You have an
yes.
idea of what to do, but how to do it, when to start, how to finish it,
Mhm.
that's when the coach comes in.
That's right. I love the part where you said how to finish it. A lot of people are starters, but they are not finishers. Not because they don't know what to do, but sometimes they lack the motivation or the
Yeah.
momentum because when they set out, they thought they are just going to hit it big. And when that their expectation is not met, you just see them dwindling,
Yeah.
dwindling, and before you know it, they stop. But that's where a coach comes in because the person is going to hold you accountable. Like this
Exactly.
super power of that kind of all these superhero films. And when you feel the
Yes,
aeroplane is just going, and then Superman will come and kind of just hold the wings
carry
up,
carry it
carry
up.
you,
Yeah,
and give you, and then later you're like, okay, I can carry it now, and then Superman will just go and start helping you to navigate. That is what a coach does, right? So when you're
exactly.
feeling and losing that momentum because you can't really see the front properly, then you need a coach to help you, to remind you that, see, keep on going, just keep on going, to hold you accountable. And when you know that there'll be someone that is going to hold you accountable, you see, this is why when the Tozi said, speak to people and use the right sources, because when you're working with the right coach, you don't want to look like a serious person, and you've
Exactly.
already covered everything. You go back to your map. Sometimes you have to go back to your map and just
Exactly.
have a look at it again, like, oh, okay, this is the reason I'm doing it. I need to carry on going. I'm not doing it for the cheerleading, I'm not doing
Mhm.
it for the praise and everything. I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing this for. And then you keep going. Sometimes we
Yeah,
also need to
I
be
like the
reminded of
part where
our
you talked about I like the part where you talked about sometimes you have to go back to the map. It's very,
yes.
very important. As a public health physician, we are big on, management. There's what they call the management cycle. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
where you have your planning, your implementation, your evaluation. There's a reason
Wow.
why those three things are there in a circular form. It's not like a
Mm-hmm.
something that is a one of something. It's a circle. So
Yeah.
the management cycle is a circle because you keep going round and round it until you get to your goal, achieve your goals and objectives. So you have planning,
Yes.
time set out for planning. You have your implementation phase where you now start implementing those things that you've planned, and then you have your
Mm-hmm.
evaluation phase. Okay,
Wow.
evaluation is when you try to go back and see the objective I set during my planning, am I following through? Are there some things I need to modify? Are there some things that are, going okay that I need to continue? Or there's some things I need
Mm-hmm.
to modify and all that. And evaluation doesn't mean that it has to be at the end of the thing you set out to do. There's something you called in
Yes.
process and end process evaluation. So in process evaluation
Mm-hmm.
is as the thing is going on, as what you planned is going on, you're constantly evaluating it. Like, is it going on the way I planned it? Is the output okay? Like, okay, good. I'm doing it well. I'm studying 8 hours a day, or I've decided to sign up for this class that is going to upskill me or whatever, or change my skills in my career, or gain another skill, or gain another you know, expertise and all that. So am I carrying on with it? Fine. Okay, good. It's going this way. Or no, at this point, I think I need to, change a few things in the planning I did, the objective I set, because this
Yeah.
definitely is not moving the way I planned it. So all those
Mm-hmm.
things are the things that go on during, whatever I set out to do. So at the end of the thing, to when you're done, completed, you feel completed, you also evaluate and see, are there areas I need to improve on going forward,
Yes.
and all that. So that's why it's a cycle and it keeps going on and on. Like you said, the coach is there to hold you accountable. I set
Yes.
objective to study 8 hours a day. Calls you, you guys meet by 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. and he said, how many hours did you study today? You're going to answer that question.
Yes.
You're going to know if I'm really on the right path. I'm supposed to read chapter 1 and 2 per day and do some questions behind it. Were you able to sort it out today? What happened? Why didn't you? Why did you? And all that. So and that's how
Yes.
it keeps going, you know. And for people that are reskilling or upskilling, and then you want to get a course or change your career pathway, and
Yes.
then you're supposed to take some courses to, get you acquainted with that new career. And you need to constantly evaluate the steps you're taking. This course I'm taking
Yes.
right now, is it going to lead me to the right destination? Or if not,
Yes.
then I need to change it, or I need to continue. I need to step up. I need to increase my pace so that I can finish it and start another one. So at the end of the day, at the end of 6 months that I set out for myself, I would have completed these two courses that will help me to get a job in this new career I'm looking for. Something like that.
Fantastic. What you've just described there is a growth mindset. Absolutely beautiful. A growth mindset. That's the beauty of coaching. A lot of us have a fixed mindset. We believe that we've come from one place. So, for example, you were schooled in Nigeria and you've just relocated, you were being paid where you had a great job, and you came here, you see that it's different. Of course, it's different. The system is different. Like you said, if you're upskilling or reskilling, that is what you will find out. that, okay, even though I have this, I've converted, I need to be able to flow into the system. And because
Exactly.
of that, I might need reskilling. And because of that, I might need upskilling, right? So what you've just said now, but if you are that person that you've tried everything, is not working because you don't have that basic skills to be able to integrate with the system you are coming into, if you don't do coaching, you will not find out. Then you
Exactly.
start saying, oh, they are racist, or maybe something is chasing me, or whatever. You make it spiritual,
Or did
or
I take
all kind of
you now start feeling whether you took the right decision moving or not? Those things will start coming, and that's the
that's
beginning
right.
of where the failure, happens.
Yes, absolutely. But when you speak to a coach, you'll be very, very surprised. There's just one thing that coach will ask you. And one thing like this, and you will know. For example, there was another one you said about time. You set out to study 8 hours, and you find out that every time you cannot meet it. This is the time the coach will then tell you, okay, fine, let's take a look at your 24 hours. What are the things that you do in your 24 hours? Then you start seeing what you're doing. You will be surprised that you will see where there are so many gaps where you're wasting time. But if you
Definitely.
don't sit down intentionally to map it out, you would think, ah, I'm very, very busy. I'm busy, but you are busy doing the wrong
Doing
thing.
that.
Even
Yeah,
you sit down to pick up your phone, you are busy scrolling and scrolling into the bottomless pit of social media. And before you know it, you've spent 1 hour there, right? So there are other things. And then you realize that, okay, the time my children are doing these activities, what are you doing? You are sat in the car waiting. What are you doing? You could actually bring your laptop with you and do something
definitely.
there. You see
Yeah,
what I mean? So you will see where the gaps are, and then you'll be able to fill it up. And if you're also using your energy for the wrong thing, then you also find out. So what you said about knowing why am I not able to meet my 8 hours? And knowing what to do with your time. Because if you don't know what to do with your time will be filled up with other things that are not important. It's so
yeah,
easily done.
yeah.
So easily done. Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Uzi. This has been a very, very beautiful discussion. Another thing I just wanted to find out is that at the end of your coaching, did you benefit everything that you set out to gain?
Yeah. I wouldn't say everything, but I think I got enough to get me started. I got enough to get me to, you know, where at least a great percentage of what I wanted to set up. Because the thing is that most of the time, so that's another thing that may discourage people. Do like after the coaching, did I get 100%? It mustn't be 100%. The point is, what did you take home? What's your take home? And then you realize that okay, it helped me get clarity, it helped put me in the right direction, and you keep on in that right direction. Not you go halfway and then you realize that okay, let me try it this way now, and then you start failing again, and then you realize that again that I need help. But if you pick up those things that are important from the coaching exercise and then you keep at it, we are human beings. Don't forget, we're human beings. We
Yes.
mustn't get 100%. But when you don't get 100%, it's not an opportunity for you to beat up yourself and get overwhelmed over not getting 100%. Okay?
Yes.
Because there's some things that you call unforeseen circumstances.
Yes.
When you are planning to do this and do that and run this program and get into this course and all that. For example, something like illness or or illness of both you or maybe a family member, somebody close to you, or something might come up. So those things that are called unforeseen circumstances are the things that can come up and then try to scatter the plan a little bit. Okay,
Mm.
but we shouldn't get discouraged at that point, because at some people get discouraged at that point where, oh, I think I've lost it. What do I do next? No, that's not the mindset. You keep struggling, you keep pushing. Okay. At some point, I even felt it. I felt, I think there's so many other things that are coming up. Are you sure I can meet up with this? Are you sure I can continue with this? And the coach said, keep at it. Keep
Mm.
moving. The point where you stop is where you start going backwards. Keep
Yes.
moving. Slow and steady wins the race. I mean, that I remember that that adage. So keep moving. The point is keep moving. Some days you might do 100% and you'll be like, wow, thank God. Oh my God, I did it today. Some days you might be at a 70%, some day you might be at a 45%. Point is You're picking up, you're going in the right direction. Keep moving.
Not the fact that you put a caveat there, that the fact that you've been coached, because you didn't say yours was short lived. That means it was for a certain thing you needed it for. I love the
Exactly.
fact that you said coaching will not make you 100% change or achieve all your goals. That's right. Because if you listen to Dr. Uzi, she said she wanted to stop. That means even though you go to a coach to help you get the clarity, to help you to put all your goals into a smart way and an actionable plan, you still need to take the action. And the reason if you listen to the reason she said it's not going to be like 100%, it's because of those unforeseen things. So even though the coaching has given you the idea on how to plan your time, on how to manage your energy, on how to prioritize yourself and everything, you still have to take the action. But there is nothing in this world that is perfect. There will
Yeah.
still be things that you did not plan for. The things that was not part of the plan that will come up,
Yeah.
that will shake you. But don't give up. You
Yeah.
need to keep going
Yeah.
because it is when you stop that you actually feel. But if you carry on persistently and consistently, I love the fact that you said that you didn't say, oh, coaching just helped me jumpstart and I got everything. No, you said consistency, keep taking that action.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what coaching is about.
Yeah.
Keep to once you get that clarity, you don't need to just leap once and then you're tired. Keep taking that consistent little action ever so often. Just keep going, don't stop. And you will see the transformation. Coaching is not magic.
Yeah.
It's not like you take a magic one, you're abracadabra, then
Which is a
you
mistake most people make. Yeah.
transform.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is a mistake
you
most
get
people make.
trans.
They feel, okay, I'm going to get the coach and then everything will be fine. No. Don't have that mindset, because what that means is just that you're setting let's say expectations too high, an expectation that when you don't
Yes,
meet up with that expectation, you will be overwhelmed. You will start failing. You'll be like, I'm now a failure. I didn't meet up to
yes,
this, so I failed. So let's forget about it. I'm going back to square one. Nobody should disturb me again. I'm done. No. But when you have that mindset of, let's keep going, let's keep at it. I raise the bar a bit and then I meet it up, and then I raise it a little bit higher, then I meet up. I raise it a bit, keep going in that stepwise manner, because I mean that's just it. Once you see a step and you take one step a day, you won't even realize that, at the end of the day you've gotten to the roof.
yes,
But when you want to jump from step 1 to step 10, that's where the problem is.
yes. Yes, a lot of people want microwave sauces these days, but it's not sustainable, is it? It's not
Yeah.
sustainable because the foundation is not strong. That's how when you're building constructing a building, you have to make sure the foundation is solid. And
Yeah.
once they cast the concrete and everything, they have to leave it for certain time, a specific
Exactly.
duration. And if it's not dry properly, no matter how beautiful that structure is that you've erected on that foundation, it's going to come crumbling and it's going to crash and a lot of things will be lost, your investment. So if you want to say, oh, I don't want to pay any coach, I'll just do it myself, then when everything comes crashing, then it's up to you. Now, I'm not saying coaches are like, you have to have it, but if you do need it, if you are struggling with any of the signs that we've mentioned, is a good thing. I love the fact that you also mentioned the mental health. Those are the things. A perfectly good health, you cannot have a missing mental health.
Yeah.
Your mental health is what makes you to have a good health.
Yeah.
No matter how good your plan is in the physical paper, if your mental health, your sanity, anything affect it, you will not be able to execute that plan, the beautiful plan that you've put down there. Someone else will have to do it for you. So please look after your mental health and your emotional well-being. I'm so keen on that
Yeah.
because when you get frustrated, you are stressed, you become incapable of taking those necessary action because you're feeling depressed, because you're feeling lost, you're not fine, you're feeling hollow in yourself, then it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Look after your mental health and your emotional well-being. Speak to the right people. Speak to people that will not discourage you or give you like all those shortcuts or that will not trivialize what you're feeling. A
Yes.
coach will never trivialize what you're feeling.
Yes.
So speak to the right people that will help you, that will support you to be consistently okay and to be okay, not to be okay. Because there are days that it's true, there are days that we're not okay. And
Yeah.
sometimes we just need to talk. That's it.
Yeah.
Like in
Yeah.
a football match, if you notice, good. Have you not noticed that sport personality they have coach all their season, all the
Yes.
time they're playing? Have you
Yes.
noticed that?
It's
Do you
important.
think those people they don't know how to play football or basketball anymore? Have you noticed that,
Yes.
doctor?
Yes. Yes. That's true. That's absolutely true because I mean you won't tell them they're professionals. I mean in their own right they're professionals, but they need a coach.
Yes,
The coach is there
yes,
for a reason. Keep you accountable. Your training time is this. You're going to do this in the next 2 months. You're going to go to this place. So all those things are the things that the coach is there for. Like you said,
yeah,
people don't feel that a coach is like the high points or the everything, the 100% like transformation. No. But when that coach is there and consistently, pushing you to achieve your objectives, reminding you that you actually set these objectives. I didn't set them. The coach will tell you that
mm-hmm.
I didn't set them. You did. I asked you what your goals were, and you said this is your goal. So from your goals, you have to
Yes,
set your objectives. So
yes,
you set them. So you gave yourself a
mm-hmm.
time frame. You gave yourself, a time to achieve it and what you hope to achieve. So what's going on? And then you sit back and answer the question. So in that answering the question, you have seen that it's not the question of I can do all things. No, you need somebody to
Yes,
still keep you accountable, your plan, your implementation, and evaluate and see that okay, this I'm on the right path, or I'm not on the right
yeah,
path. Let's go back to the drawing board and start again, or redirect ourselves. If you remember, if
mm,
you see on the internet, when you're not going to in the right maybe a right site or something, they say redirecting, you're redirecting you to the redirecting you to the right path. Okay, so that's what the coach does really.
Thank you so much. And also there like when those sport people they lose match. It can be so painful.
Very
Sometimes you
you
just want to
if you're the
the same
spectator,
thing in
you
life
even
as well.
feel for them, so you can imagine
Yes,
what they're going through.
absolutely. I remember when I was doing my teacher training years ago, and I went for an interview at the end of my course, and the interview wasn't good. It was brutal, as a novice teacher, and I just finished. It was brutal. I
Okay.
nearly gave up. It was my
Wow.
coach that told me that, Sonia, don't give up. He said, give yourself a credit for even getting an interview.
Yeah.
Give yourself a credit for even getting an interview.
Exactly.
There
Some
are
people,
loads of people.
celebrate your little wins. Those things are
Yes,
important because it helps to even
yes,
boost your mental health. Like, okay, I actually
yes,
got there. Some people have been applying and they didn't give them a date for interview. I got it.
absolutely.
I got it. So I'm moving. It means that I'm doing something right. So I just need to go back and see, okay, what were my flaws in the interview? Where do I need to get it right? So that when the next one comes, I'll be able to smash it.
As if you were there, Dr. Uzi, because that's exactly what he told me. It was like, Sonia, you do know interview is a two-way thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? He said, as they're interviewing you, you are also getting a vibe. As in, is this the kind of place I want to work? Are these the kind of people I want to work with? You're
Yeah.
also picking on their culture and
Yeah.
see, is this the working environment that I want to dedicate myself and my skills to? And then he asked me, is that a place you really wanted to work? And when I reflected on my experience there, I said no. I said no because we had stages of interview. The first stage you meet with the head teacher, and if there's any leadership or maybe the governors, you meet with them, and then you move on to another stage where you teach the student, and then the final one maybe you have an interview with the student council, some of them.
Yeah.
And we're on the second stage. We didn't get to the third stage where they came to meet me. We're just two people left. And they came to meet me and said, we've decided to go with this staff because she fits more with our members of staff. How
Hmm.
would you know that?
Hmm.
And the only difference there was our skin color. That's all. So immediately I was just thinking, we've not even integrated with your other staff. So are
Exactly.
you trying to,
You
you
had
get
to
what I
get to
mean? That
that
was a
conclusion.
subtle way.
Yeah.
That was a subtle way of saying, they just told me, plain blank, um, we've just reviewed everything. There's no need for us to progress to the third stage. We just feel she will fit more with our our staff that we already have. That's what they told
Wow.
me. And
Wow.
when I reflected on that, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, oh, I didn't get it. So when he asked me, is it two-way thing? The interview is a two-way thing. When I reflected on it, I was like, So they're trying to
Yeah,
tell me that I wouldn't fit in. So
exactly.
it was like, Sonia, is that really where you want to be? Where maybe if you don't fit in, they're not looking at your skills or your talents. They don't even know you. They've already thought how you're going to fit in. How did they know if you're going to fit in or not? And I was glad that I did not actually get a job there. And the next interview, I got a job. And another thing he told me, he said, always ask for a feedback. These people never gave me a feedback. But other
Wow.
interviews that are done after that, I got feedback. And then after that, I got another interview after getting some feedback. I learned that thing of, please,
Yeah.
do you mind giving me a feedback on how I did in my interview? And some
Mm.
of them were like, oh, you were good, but you didn't really buttress on your point, or you showcase you have the skills, but you didn't demonstrate how you've
Wow.
used those skills in the
Wow.
past. So when I knew that, next time when I was answering my questions, I could give an example. I could say, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, and this is how I've demonstrated it. And then I got the job. So you
Yeah.
see, without him, I'll probably be sulking and thinking, I've still not got a job. I've still not got a job. When will I
Yeah.
ever get this job?
Exactly.
Not
Meanwhile,
knowing that,
tried to know the reasons why you didn't get them, and then
yes,
try to put those things into place so that by the next one, you're well on your way to getting it. So
absolutely, absolutely. And it was also another coach when I was doing my induction year that told me that don't stay more than 3 years in a place. If you
wow.
know you are not ready to retire yet, don't stay more than 3 years in a place. You just need to know what you need from that place, the skills that you need to achieve, do it. But you need to map out your progress. Because if you stay up to 5 years, you're part of that place before you can get another job. It's really hard.
Yeah.
So they told me that when you're in a place, if you know this is not your destination, you need to move. Because when you move, you'll be able to show to other places as well the skills I've
Yeah.
got, and then you'll be able to move every 3 years is the best time. They said never stay up to 5 years, and I didn't know that.
Wow.
If not for my induction coach that told me
Wow.
about that then.
I'm picking
So
that
I was
now.
so if you know
Wow.
you're not going to stay, you don't want to, that's not your destination. You still have plans to progress, and you've checked the environment. It's not a place that will give you where you want what you want. Look for the things that will take you to the next level. Do all those training, contribute your
Yeah.
best, so that you can then showcase that in the next place until you get to where you're going.
Yeah.
If you stay more than 5 years, it's so difficult. It's a
Yeah.
bit difficult.
Yeah.
But 3 years is the best time to move.
Wow. That's good. Nice. That's that's nice. That's
Thank you
nice.
so much, Dr. Ilse. It's been very, very
Thank
interesting.
you.
And please, how can you encourage other people, and what would be your final statement on this interesting topic that we've been able to discuss today?
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to say, um, if you're struggling, it just shows you're human. Okay, that's the first thing I have to say. If you're struggling at some point, shows you're human. Okay, so having said that, now second thing is, what do I need to do at this point that I'm struggling? Struggling over maybe studying, you're in school, family, or you're trying to sort out your children, or how to carry everybody along, or at your workplace. You're struggling to meet up with deadlines, you're struggling to meet up with associating with colleagues, you're struggling to meet up with your boss and all that. You feel there's so many things at the same time going on. At that point, you need to ask for help, please. Never say, I can do all things. No man is an island. That's why we all need each other. Okay? So you take that step and say and decide that I need help. I need to seek that help. Then open up to people that may lead you to that help. Okay? So and that's why mentoring is very good. And then
Yes.
when and remember when people talk about mentoring, they think it's just I have a mentor, like somebody that's
Mm.
I look up to and someone that directs me. Mentoring goes both ways. You have a
Yes.
mentor, it means that you should have mentees,
Yes.
right? So because you gain both ways. Now you're looking up to your mentor. Mentor is trying to direct you and all that in workplace, or mentors can be anywhere. Academic mentors can have relationship mentors and things like that. Financial achievement mentors, and things like that. So when you realize that I'm getting this from my mentor, like I'm following his footsteps, I'm picking up what the things he's dropping for me to try to guide me. I also need to guide others, because even you can, even as a mentor, you can learn from your mentees.
Yes.
Okay, so there's this group I that we mentor young medical students in Nigeria, all over Nigeria. So it's an online platform. So
Right.
we've tried to imbibe to them that mentoring is a two-way thing. You can learn from your mentor can learn from you. So don't
Mm,
say, I'm just here to learn from my mentor. Open up yourself. If you have ideas, bring them up. The mentor might see, oh wow, I didn't see it from this angle. Now I'm
mm,
seeing from this angle because you have a mentee. Okay, so at that, like I was trying to say, find out when you have problems, open up to the right people, because it might actually be your mentee that you open up to that will lead you in the right direction. We never know. Okay, so when the help comes eventually, try to follow through. Follow
mm,
through. When the coach starts, your coaching experience starts, coaching journey starts, try to follow through and try not to be seen as an unserious person by the
mm,
coach. That's another thing, because if your coach sees you as an unserious person, he or she might get discouraged. Like, I'm trying to,
mm.
try so hard to help this person, but she or she's not showing any sign of, the fact that she needs this. She actually needs this, and then she's struggling so hard to follow through. So the point is, when you get that help, follow through. Some days might be
Mm,
100%, some days might be 50, some days might be 5%. Truthfully,
mm,
it happened to me. But keep
mm.
at it, keep going,
Yeah.
don't go back, don't stop, just keep striving. Just try to see it as a perseverance and determination journey. So once you persevere,
Yes.
you're determined to get to the end. So you persevere and keep going until you get it.
Thank
That's
you
it.
so much, Jose. Thank you. That's so beautiful.
Welcome.
I love the way you threw in the mentoring in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the way you threw that in. Is There's so many ways now that we can support one another. And yes, as people are supporting you, you also support other people
Yeah.
because that's double teaching. And that
Yes.
will give you a chance for you to be able to apply the impact that other people have imparted into you, then you
Yeah.
impart other people. By so doing, you'll be teaching yourself all over again. Just
Yes.
that this time you are pouring into other people. So it's a
Yeah.
great way for you to own your skills, for you to become good at what you are doing.
Yeah.
For those of you that might be wondering, coaching, I don't even know where to start. Please, before you buy into any coaching, make sure you know that the person is professionally trained. There are
Yes.
people now that are mentors, they are calling themselves coaches. There are differences. I
Yeah.
said it before. A mentor has been through that journey. They might not have a professional training, but they've been through that journey. Like Dr. Ozi said in the group, they are doctors. So they've been through that journey. And they'll be fantastic mentors to those people. However, professional coach has been through other training as well. Like me, I use neuro-linguistic programming, I use emotional freedom technique, and also I'm a counselor. I use the person-centered modality. So there are other things that I would use that a mentor is not equipped to use.
Yeah.
So does that make them less efficient? No, because if you've been through something before, then you'll be able to do it. However, they'll be limited to the spec where they can mentor you. They can
Yeah.
only mentor you in their own field. But as a life coach, then with all these modalities that I'm using, I'm more open up to things that I can support you with, right? So that's the difference. The counseling is more of the emotional side of things.
Yeah.
And in case maybe you're traumatized, or maybe you're grieving, or maybe you've been through abuse, or anything that has affected you emotionally that will invariably affect your mental health, then counseling is more for that. So you see, there are different phases to support that we can get. But the
Yes.
bottom line, don't bug yourself with different titles involved. If you know you need help, seek that help. Please do not suffer in silence. A lot of people are suffering in silence. Please don't seek help. I run a company, ASEP consultancy. If you need any assistance, you can reach out. But then there are other coaches around you. Use the ones that you know are professionally trained. And if you're a doctor out there, you need information on how to get into this mentorship program that Dr. Uzi was just talking about, reach out. I'll get some details, hopefully add it to the link when I upload this. And I just want to say thank you all so much for always watching. And one more thing, subscribe and kindly share to your friends and your family so that when I drop any video, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you so, so much, Dr. Ozzy. Thank you. I celebrate you. Thank you
Thanks for
so much.
having me. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Have a blessed day now. Bye,
All right.
everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye.